Testing 1, 2, Johnson. There we go. There we go. All right, people. Hello, 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 hello. My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. Glad you could be here. What's up to my people on Periscope, Facebook, and YouTube? Glad to have you in the house. It is Monday. We're kicking butt. We're ready to go. Everybody on deck? Let me make sure my people on Facebook are on deck real quick. What's up, Facebook peoples? Make sure we're good. We're good. Okay. Marjorie and Dolores are in the house, and so is Marcy. Marcy and Dwana, Nicole, Rita, Julie, Dale. All right. We're getting some love back, so I know they hear me. This is great. What's up, Karen, Rebecca, Zaid? Zaid, what's up, brother? Henry, Margarita Silver Potts. What's up, Johnson? Evan and Brandon and Rebecca and Stephanie and Karen and Cynthia is just joining. Thank you, Owen. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, Jason. Looking good. What's up, Dale? Yeah. We got some people in the house. What's up, Scott? How you doing? Cynthia, welcome. Welcome, Johnson. All the Johnsons are here. All of the Johnsons are here. Okay, now, you two peoples. I don't know what this is. This is crazy. This is crazy. I don't know if this is this system. So they got this new thing here, and it's not showing me. It's not showing me my stuff here. Let's see, stream health, stream settings. Okay, we see that viewer activity. What is this? Stream health. Okay, concurrent view. Yeah, this thing's down. Let's see if we can get back off. See, this thing's messing me up, man. Stream. We're streaming, Johnson. We're streaming now, Johnson. Yeah, we'll skip that. What is going on with this? Stream. All right, so we're good. Okay. Weird. Everybody good on YouTube? You guys good? That weird thing they had me going through, man. They changed some stuff up. They try to improve things, but they try to improve it. What's up? JJ Ford, thank you. What's up, Ethel? What's up, Lisa? What's up, Jelly? What's up, Schematics? We are doing it. Welcome, Rebecca and Dallas and Zachary and Genesis Alpha. We good. I love it. What's up, Shelly Ramon, Joe Famous, Steven, Micah Shortcake, Burnt Out One. Yo, yo, why yo, why yo, why yo? Serious. Tatiana. That's crazy. That's crazy. Diego Fernandez, Michael Lebrano. Man, all right, so let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Because if you're new to the show, I want you to know that this is the Tim Black Show. We're talked. You may have heard of us, but you haven't heard from us. So if you haven't heard from us, look, get ready, because it ain't like what you usually watch, okay? Let's keep that 100. Because we're unique. We got our own style and way of doing things. For Exhibit A, you dress up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like we going somewhere where we're not, but we do that. We got the handkerchief. We got a handkerchief collection plate that we pass around. Tim Black's handkerchief collection plate, a fundraising event. All right, look, guys, so much to talk about. First of all, I want to thank everybody who came out Saturday for a special edition of the Tim Black Show. We don't usually do Saturday live streams, but I would just jump out. Like, if something's going on, if something's happening, I'm going to jump out and be like, yo, we got to do a show tonight. So it just so happens, Saturday turned out to be our biggest night so far in 2020. So give it up for everybody who showed up for the spontaneous 2020 show of Bernie Sanders kicking butt in Nevada, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. And also, I want to thank you for donating to the show. We had a lot of super chats going on Saturday. People were feeling good. Everybody was just like, yo, Tim Black, do the thing. And they were just throwing dollars. Somebody had a dollar machine. Someone in the back, I saw Andrew Yang. Well, woo. And he just started throwing money out. Yang gang, yang gang. We did the math. And the math says that we have to, the robots are coming. So he gave money to the show. No, he didn't. He did. All right, guys, you guys ready? What's up, Johnsons? All my Johnsons, we're all Johnsons, right? This is all family. We're all Johnsons. All right, so feel good, relax a little bit. I got my coffee. And it's still too hot to mess with right now. We got a couple stories we want to get to tonight, so let's get it going. Share this on your social media. Let people know that you are here. Let them know that the Tim Black Show is ready. We're locked and loaded. Thank you, Sirius. We're locked and loaded. Share this. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you hang out. All right. I don't want to think that you're ashamed of me. I can't bring him around the family, man. I can't do that. It got crazy. I can't have my friends knowing I watch Tim Black. Come on, they'll be okay. They'll learn something. Like, wow, I didn't know that news could be fun and interesting and relevant. And somebody can stop BSing me. There's no reason to BS you. No salary here, Johnson. Just tell the truth and people will stay. All right, guys, so first of all, we want to get to the fact that something's been happening in mainstream media. Yeah, something's been going on in corporate media, guys. I don't know if you noticed it or not. All right, I don't know if you noticed it or not, but something very weird's been happening. People have been losing their minds. Oh, yeah, they've been losing their minds. They cannot. It's like they thought we were playing. They thought we was joking. Yeah, they thought we were just joking around, this Bernie Sanders running thing. They're like, oh, look at Bernie. He gonna run for president. Isn't that funny? He's so cute. Look at him with his little staff of the most diverse staff. Look at that. Look at all the different colors. Oh, that's cute. And they running a populist left candidacy campaign. Oh, they looking all progressive. Look at them. They got big rallies. Look how big that rally was. That was the biggest rally of the campaign season they did in Brooklyn. Let them have their little fun. We got Joe Biden and we got Amy Klobuchar. And we have all these other sellouts. I mean, corporate moderates, people we control, centrists, electables. Electables is another word for selectables by the corporations, by the way. So time went on, guys, time went on. They were like, they're doing their thing. They're, throwing wine cake parties for Pete Buttigieg. Damn, they gave Pete Buttigieg's husband, partner, more coverage than they gave, like, Elizabeth Warren. More people knew no Chaston than no Elizabeth. Well, maybe not Elizabeth Warren, but they gave Pete's partner more coverage than they gave a lot of people, though. You got to admit that. Maybe not Elizabeth Warren, but like Kirsten Gillibrand, Julian Castro, they gave. So anyway, time goes on. Then Bernie has a heart attack. They're like, oh, poor Bernie had a heart attack. Did you hear about it? Bernie had a heart attack. His name's Bernie. Oh, I met Bernie. You know what I meant. Bernie had a heart attack. That's sad. I hope he'd be okay. He need to just stop. He's going to quit now, right? All right, good. Back to business. Girl, I'm going on watch Rachel Maddow show and have a little cake with Chris Matthews. Those little progressives are so cute, aren't they? Wanting to change things. They want to change things. Aren't they funny? Wanting money out of politics. What good would politics be without money, child? Then Bernie came back after the heart attack, the stents put in. They're like, oh, he came back. He came back. Yeah. Let's just go do a little victory lap. Just let him do that. That's for his ego. Let him feel good about himself. He got to feel good about himself. Let him do that. It's probably part of his doctor's regimen to make him feel good and positive about himself. Join bigger crowds than the average room. Fundraising records. Getting more popular than ever. Catching up to Joe Biden. Heads start exploding. Well, I got another reporting of another centrist Democrat's head exploding on the Fifth Avenue. Oh, look out here, Johnson. Here goes another corporate stooge. Jumped out of a window and landed on another corporate stooge. Then another corporate stooge was on the way to pick them up, and they crashed and hit another corporate stooge. They're just the four stooges. Four corporate stooges just spontaneously combusting it. They don't know what to do. Oh, look at this. A sellout black pundit paid to discredit Bernie is just taking the red pill, went on and became a conservative. So all this is happening, and it's only getting worse now that it appears that Bernie Sanders is running away with this thing. And while that is happening, some of them have been unable to contain themselves. Some of them have said things publicly that are horrific, which brings me to our lead story tonight. Chris Matthews, who's better known as Daffy Duck, really went off the rails. This guy's just like, road here, Chris way over there. Hey, Chris, get your ass back on the road. Back in World War VI, back before this Bernie guy can't. All right, enough making fun. Here goes a clip of Chris Matthews apologizing. Did we go with an apology? No, first let's tell people what he did. So here goes Chris Matthews trying his best to end his career.
What is going on here, and is this any way to pick a nominee?
Well, I don't think so, but it is the way we're picking this one, and it looks like Bernie Sanders is hard to beat right now. I'm with Carville all the way in terms of the dangers of what lurks what lies ahead in November. I'm very much aware of them. They're sitting on so much Oppo research on Bernie, what he said in the past about world affairs, how far left he is. I'm not sure how far left he is, but they're going to make the most of that in terms of world politics. They're going to kill him. But I think it's a little late to stop him, and I think that's the problem. By the way, if you look at the pattern, it's dynamic. Bernie won the popular vote in Iowa. He won it again in New Hampshire. It looks like he's going to win it here when they finally get a vote. Bernie's been winning consistently, and I think it's mathematically understandable. Every time we poll, every time Steve and everybody polls, 2/3 of the Democratic vote, 2/3 of people who call themselves Democrats are either liberal or very liberal. All Bernie ever had to do, and he's done it beautifully, is get a majority of that, and he's up to the mid-30s. If you get half of 67, you're into the mid-30s, and that's where he's gotten it a little better. Biden, his only prayer was to consolidate the third of the vote that's moderate and conservative. And he got nowhere near clearing that field. Nowhere near. That's split up 4 ways now. And so with new people coming in, Deval Patrick came in, he didn't make it. Bloomberg is in. He's probably going to survive a bit longer because of his money. But that field wasn't cleared. The only way Biden could win in that 1/3 of the vote that's either moderate or conservative is to sweep it. He got nowhere near. Bernie, on the other hand, did his job. He got more than a majority of that 67%. That is the name of the game. It is pretty much over unless that changes. I was reading last night, Brian, I know you're a history guy too. I'm reading last night about the fall of France in the summer of 1940. And the general, Renault, calls up Churchill and says, it's over. And Churchill said, how can it be? You got the greatest army in Europe. How can it be over? He said, it's over. So I had that suppressed feeling. I can't be as wild as Carville, but he is damn smart. And I think he's damn right on this one. Joy.
Let's make one thing certain, crystal clear. James Carville may be smart, but he's also a political hack. And we also want to make something clear here that it's never fun. It's never a good idea. Never something you should do, kids, which is compare a Jewish person winning an election to that of Nazis. It's probably not a good idea. Probably not something we should do. Especially, even underscoring, because it's bad form to begin with. But it's even worse when that person lost large members of their family to the concentration camps, to the Holocaust. Which Chris Matthews full and well knows because he's interviewed Bernie Sanders a number of times. And if a hack like Carville or a hack like Matthews wants to talk, there's all types of analogies you could use. You could use the word Titanic for what's happening to the Democratic Party. You could have went the other way. But no, Chris Matthews thought it acceptable to compare Bernie Sanders, who's not overtaking, not bombing, not infiltrating, not... the analogy made no sense at all. But it was bad form, it was rude. And from that was the hashtag Fire Chris Matthews. Fire Chris Matthews, Fire Chris Matthews. The whole internet was bombarding. It was trending on Twitter for several hours. Pissed off Bernie supporters all lined up, wanting Chris Matthews to be gone. And it wasn't just the fact that what Chris Matthews said was so callous and so rude and so insensitive and anti-Semitic. It was also just plain bad. And if this is anything like what he's going to be as we go further and further, I mean, he's losing it now. That was just Nevada. Imagine what he's going to do after Super Tuesday. He might start saying, like Bernie Sanders is like a slave keeper, slave catcher. Look at all the black votes he got in South Carolina. It's like he caught them like slaves, like he ran out. And it's just so many places that Chris Matthews can go at this point. I mean, how much more disgusting can he get? How many more people can he piss off? What else can he do? Bernie wins the women vote. And Chris Matthews, what else can he say? He's got to be more offensive. He has to keep ratcheting it up. You get what I'm saying? What's he going to say? It's like Bernie Sanders has a harem. It's like he's running a sex ring. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's running a sex ring, and his operation is like a sex ring. Now they're like the Super Bowl when they bring in all the trafficking, the female trafficking, and the human trafficking The poor women who have been, and this is what they do. They bring in the prison, and you know you're you're a historian of the. Well, you may listen to this and say, "Oh, Tim, it's benign. It's not that serious an allegation to make." Of course, it's an unfortunate comparison, but hell, it's only you liberals, you goofy liberals, and you goofy independent media folks. That's what it is. You goofy independent media folks who are making something out of nothing. You and your silly hashtags, and you and your activist on Twitter, your Twitax, twactivist. It's a good one, twactivist. But there were a few people who had access to the airwaves, who happened to be on corporate media, who spoke up, who said things. Here goes one.
What is going on here, and is this any way?
Last night was a historic win that I think a lot of us are still struggling to understand. It's not historic only because Bernie Sanders is now decisively proving that he can win in milk-white America and in the emerging superpower of color that we are becoming. Something is happening in America right now that actually does not fit our mental models. It certainly doesn't fit the mental models of a lot of people on TV. It doesn't fit the mental models of a lot of people in the parties. It doesn't fit our cultural mental models. You have someone talking about, in a way we have not heard, genuine, deeper democracy, popular movements, human equality in a meaningful way, and a politics of love in the tradition of Dr. King, and winning elections in America, the United States of America. And I just have to say, and I've been encouraged watching you on air talk about your own rethinking of things, which I think we all have to do to be in this work. I think this is a wake-up moment for the American power establishment. From Michael Bloomberg to those of us in the media, to the Democratic Party, to donors, to CEOs, many in this establishment are behaving, in my view, as they face the prospect of a Bernie Sanders nomination, like out-of-touch aristocrats in a dying aristocracy. Just sort of, how do we stop this? How do we block this? And there is no curiosity. Why is this happening? What is going on in the lives of my fellow citizens in this country? They may be voting for something that I find it so hard to understand. What is happening? What is happening? This is a moment for curiosity in America. I think about this network, which I love, which you love, and I think we have to look within also. Why is a lobbyist for Uber and Mark Zuckerberg on the air many nights explaining a political revolution to us? Why is Chris Matthews on this air talking about the victory of Bernie Sanders, who had kin murdered in the Holocaust, and analogizing it to the Nazi conquest of France? The people who are stuck in an old way of thinking, in 20th century frameworks, in gulag thinking, are missing what is going on. It is time for all of us to step up, rethink, and understand the dawn of what may be, frankly, a new era in American life.
Yeah. Yeah, it's time, Johnson. We're back. Yeah, it's time for us to wake up. You might want to start with Joy Reid, because that heifer be asleep. Oh, she's been asleep for a long time. Oh, she's been sleeping. It's not some weird thing that like overtook people and slowly slipped into this world of elitism and dogma of oligarchs or these under the hypnosis of money. It is literally the money, Johnson. Now is right. He's correct here to say these people need to get with it, but they're not with it for a reason. It's a choice, Johnson. They chose. It's not just Chris Matthews, but of course it's Chris Matthews, but there's a lot of others as well who have gone so far from toting the line to pulling the horse. Forget the cart. The cart's still back there. They're pulling the horse. They're in front of the horse. So when we start talking about how we need to change the mindset of these people, let's start with changing the job status. Yeah, let's get rid of them. Yeah, let's get rid of them. Let's get in some fresh blood. Some people that actually believe in a political revolution might be a start. These people are so fabricated and formulated to the current system, they can't be re-educated. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for redemption. But redeem your ass at home. I don't care to watch Joy Reid pretend to have an epiphany. The only epiphany that she's going to have is that she needs to keep a job. What she's doing now, when she's making a little slight 90-degree turn. It's not fooling us, Johnson. So Anand did a good job here of explaining what's happening as the browning of America takes place. There's some people not ready for it. But then we sound like we're talking about Trump. Well, I think I dare tell you that the political revolution isn't so much about Browning or about the minorities making a speech or making a stand. It's about people banding together and realizing that economics matter. And just like Trump ran with a right-wing populist note, Bernie's running with a left-wing populist note. And they're both resonating because it's populist. Pocketbook. People's actual lives. Well, be that as it may, guys. Be that as it may. The heat was under the butt cheeks of Chris Matthews to the point where he couldn't just ignore it. Nah, like his job may have been on the line. He may have been facing the literal gallows. What would he do now after that if he lost his job? So he had to slank his lethargic, with a litany of cliche crap garbage about how bad Bernie Sanders is, with a stereotypical whatever wackiness, and come out here and actually give a halfway apology. Halfway. Sort of, kind of.
Before getting into tonight's news, I want to say something quite important and personal. As I watched the one-sided results of Saturday's Democratic caucus in Nevada, I reached for an historical analogy and used a bad one. I was wrong to refer to an event from the last days, or actually the first days of World War II. Senator Sanders, I'm sorry for comparing anything from that tragic era in which so many suffered, especially the Jewish people, to an electoral result in which you were the well-deserved winner. This is going to be a hard-fought, heated campaign of ideas. In the days and weeks and months ahead, I will strive to do a better job myself of elevating the political discussion. Congratulations, by the way, to you, Senator Sanders, and to your supporters on a tremendous win down in Nevada. Before getting into tonight's news, I want to say something quite important and personal. As I watched the one-sided results of Saturday's Democratic caucus in Nevada, I reached for
Yeah. Okay, so just so we can be very clear here, and everybody understands what we're talking about. Why was your analogy bad? Yeah, what made it bad? Oh, because it compared a peaceful political campaign to an invasion of Nazis that killed scores and scores of people, right? Millions of people. Concentration camps did starve to death, medical experiments, the whole nine, everything, disgusting. You did that comparison. And not only was this offensive to Jewish people, it's offensive to people who lost actual family members that Bernie Sanders is one of those people. Why was that left out of your apology, Chris Matthews? You directly offended someone, not generally speaking. Like, this is not a general. You knew it when you said it. You know, no one harps on the fact that Bernie Sanders is going to be, and I say it's going to be the first Jewish president of this United States. That's going to happen. And with this going to come a lot of anti-Semitic garbage. So for those people out there who you know, whether you're a casual observer of this whole nonsense that's going on with these corporate raiders realizing they got to pay their fair share of taxes, and that their henchmen or their spokesmodels like Chris Matthews, who come out in their stilettos every night to tell us what they want us to know. The fact of the matter is that Bernie Sanders will take this, and they're going to do everything they can to throw crap against him. And this is what's happening with Chris Matthews, with these diatribes about analogies of World War II. It's going to be more of this. But we should all band together and support knocking these people out, getting rid of these people. These people need to go away. This needs to end. If your guy can't beat him on the playing field, he can't beat him. And if your guy can't run on this record, he shouldn't have ran. And if you have to aim so low as to hit Bernie with anti-Semitic tropes, well, that just proves that you're a loser beyond redemption, at least for now. So, with that being said, guys, look, it's been great. Like Nevada, butt kicking, kicked the butt. You know, he won the popular vote. I say he won the whole thing. Won the popular vote in Iowa. He won second and followed it up because you thought that was a joke, thought he was playing. He went and he took New Hampshire, and then he convincingly goes into Nevada and gets a win that no one can deny. What does this mean for other candidates? Where do they go from here? Is it even fair for them to stay in a race? And on top of that, is it fair for them to take money from working people? Like, that's the thing that gets me. You're taking money from people who may not have it. Now, luckily or unluckily, most of the people that are left in this race don't get money from regular people. Let's keep it real. Like, most of the people donate to these corporate hacks or, people who got it. That's why they're giving them money, and that's why they're voting for them, because they really don't need fundamental root of the cause, comprehensive, robust change in the country. They just need like little tinkering around the edges. That'd be good enough for them. So these people who are giving to these candidates really aren't risking that much, but still, the question remains, how much longer can they stay in the race?
5 days before the South Carolina primary, we have got a brand new poll out of that crucial state. Joe Biden has called South Carolina his firewall, but according to this new NBC News Marist poll, he's holding just a narrow lead over Bernie Sanders. Biden leads Bernie Sanders by 4 points, 27-23, among likely Democratic primary voters in South Carolina, and that is within the margin of error. Billionaire Tom Steyer is in third place at 15%, followed by Pete Buttigieg, Elizabeth Warren, and Amy Klobuchar. While Biden is leading among African-American likely voters who favor him by 15 points over Sanders, that margin is much closer now than it was in 2016 when Hillary Clinton crushed Sanders among African-American voters. The former vice president is expected to get a boost on Wednesday when NBC News has confirmed longtime Congressman Jim Clyburn, a kingmaker among South Carolina Democrats, will endorse him. Sanders won decisively this weekend in Nevada, and he's now narrowly trailing Biden in South Carolina, leading in national polls by double digits and ahead in Super Tuesday states like California. That has his supporters very fired up, and it has a lot of establishment Democrats very concerned.
Yeah, it's not looking really good for Joe Biden there, as you can see. That's a big change around, big turn of events for Joe Biden. I mean, 27-23. Not too long ago, Joe Biden had like 15 points on Bernie Sanders in South Carolina. People were talking about Bernie should just drop out. There's no way he could come back from this deficit. But that was before Bernie won Iowa, and then New Hampshire, and then Nevada. There's something about being a winner that makes you win more. I don't know, maybe it gets into the heads of the people. I mean, remember, guys, this is being done not with the help of media. It's being done against the chagrin of the media. Like, it's like swimming uphill, up current, through the current. Current going this way, you going that way. That's what Bernie's been having to contend with this whole time. And he's still within, 4 points, the margin of error in South Carolina. This is a remarkable thing. This could really happen. This literally could be a 4-state sweep. And it's all Joe Biden has to say. I mean, it's all he's got. All he's been saying since early on was South Carolina's most. Listen, everybody. South Carolina. Come on, man. Come on, man. First things first. I'm going to South Carolina, man. Hold it right there. Hold it right there. First things first. I'm going to South Carolina. We're going to take this thing. We're going to go to South Carolina. Second thing second. We're going to go to my good friend Obama. My good friend Obama. Oh, come on, man. My good friend Obama knows what I could do. The Biden administration had always done everything that was feasibly to be done, though I can't remember a single thing we did, but we did a lot of stuff that helped a lot of people. Also, third thing's this. We also did a lot of things that hit that. Come on. Yeah. Get on now. Why don't you? 1991, another summer. Too much. But the bottom line is that Joe Biden's not doing that well. And he put everything. This is all the marbles. He's like, I'm going to put all my marbles on South Carolina. It's my firewall. Jill, come here, give me some more marbles. Give me some more marbles. Just put them on your back. Bring all the marbles. All right. All the marbles, everything on South Carolina. Now, don't get me wrong. It's very possible that Joe Biden could go in South Carolina and get 45, 50%, sort of like Bernie just went into Nevada and got like almost half the vote, right? 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 That can happen, right? No, yeah, that can happen. Watching Joe Biden campaign is like watching a real-life version of Uncut Gems. Like, you want to root for the guy, but you know karma's coming. How did I lose 3 times in a row? 3 times in a row. I ran 3 times and lost 3 times. That's a lot of times to win and times to lose. Come on, man. God damn it, man. Come on, man. We can go outside and do some push-ups and some sit-ups and some calisthenics, and we can play with the dumbbells, and we can do the thing with the calf balls. My time's up. I know I'm over time. I'm over limit. I know I'm over. I'm done. Morning Joe had something to say about Joe Biden and, wait for it, Elizabeth Warren. Because Joe's not the only one who has to get up or do something. You know what I mean?
5 days before the South Carolina primary, we have got a brand new.
I wonder, I mean, the common cause here is beating Trump. And Joe, is it too soon, because we've only seen, caucus results, to look at like where Steyer voters would go if he dropped out, where Klobuchar voters would go if she dropped out, where Warren voters would go? Because their candidacies at this point, at least for some of these folks, are fairly impossible, are they not?
Yeah, they are. I mean, you look at Elizabeth Warren, we'll see what happens in South Carolina. She finished 3rd in Iowa. And we heard for a year that she had the best ground game there and she was going to do great. She finished 4th in New Hampshire. We heard for a year that was her home state and she had a great ground game there. She finished 4th. Mm-hmm. We then heard she had a great ground game in Nevada. She finished 4th. We have South Carolina coming up. We'll see what happens there.
But she just raised $9 million.
Great. That's fantastic. Well, Michael Bloomberg spent like a couple $100 million. It didn't do him a lot of good, did it, the other night? So we'll see. Maybe she does better. She's got to start overperforming instead of underperforming. I don't think anybody out there who's a strident anti-Warren person, like who attacking Warren, would suggest that she hasn't run a great campaign, because as we've said time and again, she's run a great campaign. I also remember back in 2008, you and me and everybody on the panel declaring that Joe Biden and Chris Dodd were the winners of every one of those debates, but just wasn't their year. It was Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton's years, and those two guys got out of the race pretty quickly. So, it's time for Elizabeth Warren to overperform. She's underperformed greatly in every single event she's been in. There's just no denying that. Mm-hmm. Amy Klobuchar. She either has to really overperform in South Carolina like she did in New Hampshire, or it would make sense for her to get out of the race. Again, this isn't my first rodeo. This isn't a lot of people's first rodeo. We've seen this time and time again. John Meacham, who is it that says once you start, it's a lot easier to start running for president than stop running for president?
Yeah.
It might have been the guy from Minnesota, Harold Strassen, who seemed to run every 4 years. Well, we've also seen this in campaigns where from a distance it's obvious these people are not going to win. And a lot of times they're angry at other people. I think back,
Yeah, we're good. All right. All right. Yeah, Warren better get it together, Johnson. Elizabeth Warren. It's like we want to just tell the truth, and they want to. Like Joe Scarborough wants to tell the truth. He wants to say, get out. Take a chill pill. Pack it up. Go back to Oklahoma. Because that might be the best thing to do. You keep messing around, you're gonna lose your seat in Massachusetts. That's what he wants to say, but he can't say that because he's not Tim Black. He's got to be like, around the bush. Also, the thing about raising money. Yeah, Warren raised $9 million. That's a lot of money. That's a great amount of money. Bloomberg has a lot of money. He won't be the nominee. He's just be in the way. Hot pockets. Be like, Warren is, she's running. And it'll just be something to say to make people feel good. And don't get me wrong, Warren was running a good race. Was. That's the operative term here. Was. You know what happened? Someone told her, instead of focusing on corruption and focusing on Medicare for all, to focus on things like racism and all the different forms of racism there were, and all the women's battles, and women, racism, and selfies. That's it, the damn selfies. Someone told her these things were more important than the substantive stuff that she actually was running on, that she actually had plans for. That made people think you didn't really care about the plans. You cared about the damn selfies and the racism and the women issue or whatever. That I don't even know which women issue you were championing. Using pronouns and stuff as if that meant something. Well, when a president and she's president, this was supposed to be big stuff. And you're still doing it. So she had horrible advice. I don't know who gave it to her. No one listens to it. Maybe no one wants to listen to me, but I could have told you this was bad. Listen, black people in general. Now, this is in general, okay? This is all people, I believe. But I'm going to speak for my people that I hang out with. I don't hang out with every black person. I don't know everybody black people, all the black people. I just know some black people, okay? I've been around some black people. I've been black all my life. Let me tell you something. Nobody likes racism or bigotry, but you know what people like more? Money! Because you know what? That's increased pay, increased earning potential, being able to send your kids to school. Like, we are beyond caring what people think about us to that degree. Of course, people are listening, go, yeah, it's good. You got Becky who called the cops on the kid? Great. But at the end of the day, that ain't going to excite people to come out and vote for you. No one's just going to vote for you because you said Trump's racist and this is racist and that's racist. Okay, so what are you going to do about it? And she got away from those things that she was saying that she was going to do, that was going to fundamentally change the lives of those people who have been disenfranchised. The housing program that she had, the redlining, the redemption from redlining. These things mattered, but she didn't talk about them that much. She kept talking about the selfies and talking about how, and then when she backed away from Medicare for all, horrible decision, horrific decision. It's better to go down fighting for something big than to die on the hill for something small, and that's what you did. You did death by 1,000 needles, and you avoided because you were afraid of the Pete Buttigieg gunshot. And hey, turns out Pete's bullets don't work. He stinks. He's polling worse than you. Well, a little bit better than you, but you stink at the time. You just do. And that's what it is. I wouldn't be surprised if Pete didn't do top two the rest of the way. In fact, I'd be surprised if he did top two, top three. is where maybe third, because maybe third in a couple of these states. But this is just reality. This is just the realness. This is just the reals, okay? And now if we talk about Amy Klobuchar, I mean, what are we even talking about? What do we mean? Why are we even talking? Why is her name even coming up? You're not bringing up Tulsi Gabbard? Well, she's Tulsi Gabbard without military service and without something, something compelling to say, which makes them totally different. So I guess I couldn't use that. I just wanted to say Tulsi Gabbard's name. But here's the point. The reality is, regardless of what Bill Maher says about Amy Klobuchar being interesting, how much money do you owe her? Besides, Bill Maher gave her campaign life. You got to remember, that's kind of when she kind of started an uptick into this place where she kept, I think really what people want to say is, Amy, like, great job, good job, way to go, you did it. Enough now, go write a book. Go write a book about your dad, his alcoholism, or the snow that you stood in that time, or your boyfriends that gave you the money to run for your first race. Go write books about these stories. I'm tired of hearing them. They're not compelling, and they're definitely not a reason to vote for you. And while you're writing that book, explain in the book why there's a kid doing life in prison. There's a young man who's in jail, who's been in jail since he was 16 for a conviction you gave him for a crime that there was no DNA, no forensics, and people were paid to lie. Like, why did you allow that to happen? Well, why? No murder weapon, no motive, no gun, no murder, nothing. So in your book, put that in there. Then maybe somebody buy your book. That's what I'm thinking. All right, so it appears that Bernie Sanders is unstoppable, but hey, whoa, no. We got to work, okay? So there is no such thing as unstoppable. I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying he's doing pretty good. And they're not going to stop him with this type of garbage, comparisons to he liked Cuba and Castro. Yeah, Obama said the same thing. That's the new talking point. Let's tie Bernie to Castro, and let's try Russia. Let's see if we can push life back into the Russia scare. It didn't work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Is Bernie unstoppable? I don't know, but this is where we are now.
Been convicted, he has been committed, and now it's time. I'm here and you're here because it's time for us to take a stand with Bernie. It's our turn now. Just as it was the abolitionists' turn, and just as it was the suffragettes' turn, just as it was the civil rights workers' turn, just as it is the turn of those who stand at Standing Rock, just as it is the turn of all those who are standing today. Today, we're not saying to forces of slavery, we're not saying to forces of suppression of women, we're not saying to forces of segregation, but we are saying to the forces, whatever those corporate aristocratic forces are, that would mitigate against liberty and justice for all, whether it is the prison industrial complex, whether it is the military industrial complex, whether it is the pharmaceutical complex, and whether it is the campaign media industrial complex. We are here, and we are infused with the same spirit that infused our ancestors, and we're here to stand up in honor of our ancestors and in deep devotion to generations who will come after us. We now look back at the abolitionists, and we look back at the segregationists, we look back at the civil rights workers, and we look back at the abolitionists, and we go, wow, they did it. They had the fierceness, they had the grit, they had the courage, they had the grace. They stood up for what America can be. And let one day generations look back at us and let us know that we did what those before us have done. And we said in our time to the forces who would say it can't be done, this liberty and justice stuff, it's a dream. It's just something you talk about. But when it gets in the way of the financial interests of a few, you can't have that. And we have been trained in America over the last few decades to expect too little, to say pretty please about things that should be the right of every American. Today, we're tired of saying pretty please. We're going to stand up. We're going to show up because we woke up, and we're going to say with grace, we're going to say with style, we're going to say to all those who say liberty and justice cannot be done, sure hell can be, because we're here and we're with Bernie. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah, Johnson. Yeah, Johnson. Marianne Williamson knocked the cover off the ball on that one, didn't she? It's out of there. She could go all the way, Johnson. Oh, Willoughby. Willoughby with a left-hander over the field. Marianne Williamson did a really good job in that speech, and I want you to know Marianne Williamson's classy lady. Had an opportunity to interview her while she was running, and she was talking about issues that others were not discussing. And it was a great pleasure. It was a pleasure, definitely a pleasure of mine to have a conversation with her. You can find it on my channel as well. So yeah, people are with Bernie. A lot of people are with Bernie. That's what they can't stop. Bernie has campaign offices all across the country. He has more volunteers than any other candidate. He's raised more single donations than any other candidate, raised more money than any other candidate ever. Not just this election, any election. So any election in U.S. history. Okay, so that's where we are. You ain't going to just stop that guy by making up some story on Twitter. They would like to think they could, though, Johnson. You're not going to stop this momentum of this revolution by saying Bernie supporters are evil. Then when they meet them in real life, they're not that way. When they knock on their door, it's not that way. When the actual people meet these people who canvass or at caucus or whatever, they realize, oh, these people are pretty cool. People care about people. So the Bernie Sanders revolution is happening not because of just Bernie Sanders. Nothing big is done alone. It's happening because of all those people in that crowd, all the people in that audience you saw. It's not me, us. That's what they don't understand. That's what they cannot get. And they can't believe that a politician has transcended all the cynicism and the browbeating, all of the money influences, all of the trappings of a typical careerist to elevate the conversation, to motivate and inspire people all across the country and beyond. That's what they can't believe. It's crazy. It's a phenomenon. Now, some people get it. Some people are talking about it loud and clear on corporate media. One of those people is Ari Mabler. Ari Mabler, he talked about it here on his show, The Beat with Ari. Here goes Ari, breaking it down.
People can debate the polls all they want and the rhetoric about who's a front runner before any voting occurred. But spending months as Washington, D.C.'s front runner doesn't get you a ticket to anywhere, not to the convention, let alone a starring role, let alone a nomination. When one candidate gets a delegate lead that can't be erased by any next single state, history shows that is very hard to vanquish. Now take South Carolina, which is coming this weekend. The state awards 54 delegates. But with this delegate math, Sanders now could come in second or even third there and still finish next Saturday night closer to the nomination with a larger lead than he has right now. He could take a larger delegate lead than other rivals without even coming in first. And there are also signs that that would be Sanders' worst case scenario. His best case scenario would be actually surpassing Biden outright. They are now basically within the margin of error for the lead in the new NBC poll out tonight. After that, it will be 3 more days to Super Tuesday when a third of all delegates are awarded. The nominee needs about 1,900 there to clinch, and 1,300 of them are up for grabs this coming Tuesday, a week from tomorrow. Now, last cycle, I can also remind you, both candidates who led the delegate count heading into Super Tuesday went on to win. Same for Mitt Romney in 2012. He went on to win his party's nomination with that delegate lead. And in 2008, Barack Obama famously began with a narrow but resilient delegate lead. He never let it go. Now, Bernie Sanders has been laser focused on the delegates available next Tuesday, not only touting his early victories, which we've heard about, but campaigning in California and Texas, even before he built this lead when he took Nevada.
Yeah, Ari called it out, didn't he? Joe Biden, the front runner before anybody started running. He was the front runner. He wasn't even in the race. All fool's gold. So this was the narrative that they wanted to set up. And Joe walked in with expectations he couldn't live up to. Yeah, they said so many good things about him. He wasn't those things. You know, he was just... He was never a strong candidate, but Joe Biden's never won a primary. I don't even think he's ever won a delegate. He did better this time than usual. And he's still not doing well. He's still in third, I guess. Yeah, third. I don't know. It's just not there. The numbers aren't there. The numbers are somewhere else, and this is just reality setting in. So what's he going to do? South Carolina? I don't know. But I can tell you this. I don't see an affinity for Joe Biden. I see people coming out for Joe Biden in South Carolina. I heard that James Clyburn is going to come out and endorse Joe Wednesday. Great. Absolutely. Very minimal people are going to pay attention to that. They don't feel it. They don't know him that well. Like the overarching thing about Joe Biden is that he worked for Obama. That's it. That's all. That's not a reason for people to be inspired or motivated. And I'm telling you, motivation, inspiration, excitement are totally different. Which leads me to the last point I want to make tonight, guys. We need to rise to the occasion ourselves individually and be the better person. Be the better person and give people the benefit of the doubt. See, this is what I believe. I believe there are some people who just have a knee-jerk reaction to Bernie Sanders. I don't think you can get past it. It is what it is. But there are a lot of people who just feel like they just haven't been given permission to love the guy or to love the message or, more importantly, to believe that these policies can be enacted. They just are so cynical. They think the best they can do is an Amy Klobuchar, who's still talking about Pell Grants. Pell Grants, Johnson. Pell Grants were around with the literal Walkman. They were new then. She's talking about them in 2020 as if this will be a solution for students. Meanwhile, we have seniors on their deathbeds, leaving their children college debt. Who would you thank for that? Joe Biden. He made that possible, that you can't discharge college debt even with bankruptcy. But that's not the point. The point is these people are settling. They're backing into the corners of Joe Biden. Well, I don't know. Bernie can't beat Trump. We need to get rid of Trump. Biden could probably do it. And that's why these losses hurt him so much. Because that's all he really had. It wasn't that they thought Obama really liked him. It was that they thought him having worked for Obama would give him the name recognition and the popularity that he could defeat Trump. But if the last three races tell you anything at all, is that the popularity is not even spilling over into his own party. How's it supposed to spill over to independents? How's it supposed to convert Republicans? It's not. It's not going to convert anybody. The only convert is his convertible that he has parked at his Delaware home, that he needs to get home to. And him and Jill need to take it for a spin and go get a good old cone of cream, ice cream, and chill out by the lake. So be a little bit nicer to those people who are rude, who are negative, because it's just hard to believe that there is a peaceful political revolution happening right now. They will more and more believe it. They will grow. It will warm to them. They will start to see that it is possible that a democratic socialist can win this election and can win the nomination and can go on to defeat Donald Trump. I unearthed a clip today of Bloomberg saying the same thing 3 years ago, how Bernie could have beat Trump. Now he's not saying it. It is a reality. So I just want to ask you to do me a favor, Tim Black's Wolfpack. Be a little nicer to your Elizabeth Warren supporters, your Andrew Yang broken-hearted supporters, your Tulsi Gabbard supporters, and all other supporters out there. Even the ones who support Joe Biden. And if you can find an Amy Klobuchar one, be kind as well. Be extra kind. That's a hard place to be, man. Because where we're going now, we're going to need everybody. And we're not going to change what we believe in or the policies that we're going to fight for, but we could change only our reaction to them. Just change our reaction to them. And it's not because of this nice guy stuff, this civility stuff that they're talking about, all this stuff they like to badger us, to call us Bernie Bros. It's because I truly believe the more that these people start to believe, it's going to sell itself. That's what I think. All right, guys, now I want to go to read the comments of people that have left. The Tim Black Wolfpack is in the house. Thank you, everybody who joined up and became a Patreon or a member of this show. We do this 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. And when we have special occasions like about to come up, we got a debate coming up. Every day runs into itself. We work so hard over here. We do a post-debate wrap-up, and of course, any election nights, we go live. We go specially live for those. So, with that being said, guys, remember, don't let nobody take your cornbread, sprinkle some facts on them, and we're all Johnsons. Let's go see what people have to say. This ought to be good. Yeah. We're good. Emmy's a new member of the Wolfpack. Thank you, Emmy, for joining the Wolfpack. Don't forget to join the text group. I got a VIP text group, right? All you do is text the word cornbread to code 21,000. So just text cornbread, one word, to 221000, hit enter, send that sucker, and we'll add you to our VIP list. We'll opt you in. And every month, we give away stuff. You get free stuff. And we'll let you know when we got special guests or something crazy going on. 2 weeks ago, last week I did an episode of Hear the Burn. That's on the BernieSanders.com website and on their official page. I've also been on The Hills Rising, been on various CBS. I've been there. I've been some places. So I'll let you know when I'm going to go places and do stuff. All right. Also, shout out to Lisa Walsh. Lisa Walsh also became a member. Thank you, Lisa. Maker of things. Nevada percentage isn't right at 100% showed 47.1 Bernie. Earlier now it's 46.8. They are ruthless. Cheats. Any idea how many thousands of invalidated voters went? How many thousands of invalidated voters went? I don't know. I have no idea. This is why we got to overwhelm them. That's why we got to get the numbers up. That's why we got to give a lot of cushion for the pusher, because we know we're playing an away game. Every game is an away game. They treat us like the stepchild, right, in the Democratic Party, okay? So that's why we work so hard. That's why we have all the volunteers. That's why we do all the canvassing. That's why we do all the phone banking. That's why we do all the video content. That's why we do all the social shares. That's why we do all of the, we just keep the bumper stickers. Everything we do, the rallies, the noise, the songs, the hip-hop, the Tony Teague, like everything. Because we know we got an uphill battle. What's up, Cyrus? So we got to keep up the heat for exactly what you said, Maker of Things. Sirius 76. Keep voting like you do, Johnson. Thank you, Sirius. I appreciate you. Mad Wolf. It was like a strip club here in here on SAT on Saturday. That's how much money was being thrown. Imagine when Bernie wins in November. I don't know. Elijah Freeman. He heard the sirens, right? Where the hell was he at, right? Dude, where he was on MLK Boulevard somewhere. That's where he was. Ben Riley. Katherine Johnson was a powerful figure that never should have been hidden. May she rest in peace. Yes. Katherine Johnson. Amazing with the, what was the Hidden Figures? That's it, Hidden Figures, right? Hidden Figures?
Before getting into tonight's news, I want to say something quite important and personal. As I watched the one-sided results of Saturday's Democratic caucus in Nevada, I reached for an historical analogy and used a bad one. I was wrong to refer to an event from the last days, or actually the first days of World War II. Senator Sanders, I'm sorry for comparing anything from that tragic era in which so many suffered, especially the Jewish people, to an electoral result in which you were the well-deserved winner. This is going to be a hard-fought, heated campaign of ideas. In the days and weeks and months ahead, I will strive.
Yeah.
Myself of elevating the political discussion.
Yeah, you will. Well, yeah, you will. My bad, guys. Chris Matthews. Ben Curl. Thank you, Curl, for the super chat. Game over. Black Cat from Owen Johnson. I don't know what that means, but thank you. Danny Vella. Insincere Chris worried about his checkbook. Right. Absolutely. Curl became a member of the Wolfpack. How you doing, Curl? Welcome aboard the Wolfpack. We'll keep on woofing. No wolf tickets, though. We mean it. Amen. Maybe your last chance, Johnson. Do your best, Warren. Hey, it's getting down to it. I'm telling you, no one talks about the fact that Bernie's still getting it done with Elizabeth in the race. They just keep talking about Joe Biden as if it wasn't for Tom Steyer and Pete Buttigieg and Amy Klobuchar, he'd blow it out. Well, you guys told everybody to run. To stop Bernie. There it is. Seth, we deeply appreciate all that you do, Tim. Well, thank you, Seth. Mainstream media attacks or sucks. And what you give is real independent progressive channels like yours keep us all informed. That's right. We're going to keep going, too. Thank you, Seth, for the donation and the kind words. Before Bernie brought out the receipts during CNN Town Hall when asked how to pay for it for the 1,000th time. That's some real boss move there. I'm going to do a video on that probably tomorrow. And I got that, and there was another forum I wanted to cover that was amazing that I will be covering. Dom, what's up, Dom? How you doing? Dom become a member as well. What's up, Dom? Thank you for joining the Wolfpack. Silver Surfer, did you hear that man Pete changed his nickname again? It's Plagiarism Pete this week. Pete is desperate. I think Pete sees this as his only opportunity, and he's seeing it slip away. And he's right, Johnson, it is slipping away. Dana, good advice, Tim. I love you, brother. Thank you. David Massell, love you, Tim. You were great on Field of Burn. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks for the love on that. Bernard Johnson, shout out to the Orb Moms. Welcome. All right, Orbs. Thank you. And Tay Scott, what did Tay Scott say? Tay Scott. I can't find it, Tay. Well, Tay Scott, thank you for the comment. The last comment always gets cut off. Oh, here we go. Jason Jacquet. I'm so glad I looked for this. Tay Scott says Jason Jackass Johnson finally apologized for being a jackass. He probably realizes he doesn't make enough to avoid accountability. Yeah. Jason Jackass Johnson, I did a good video on that. He's horrible. But, there are people like Like, Jason was giving me so much grief, and he was lying so much, and I was calling him out on it. And there were people who saw him do it, and they were quiet, man. They were quiet. I was like, I'm glad they came around finally to come in and get this guy. So I know Kyle called him out before. I think the Progressive Voice called him out before. But I was going, and Jason and I was going back and forth for like weeks. So this is nothing new. Jason Jackson, me going at him is nothing new. I didn't just do it because he disrespected Nina Turner, though I'm glad I did it because he disrespected Nina Turner. He also disrespected Brianna Joy Gray. These are people that I respect and I consider friends as well. So, yeah, I don't appreciate that. And you know what? Unnecessary. Look, dude, if you got a different opinion, just say it. But this attacking stuff, like attacking, Bernie's the person you have an issue with. I don't know why. He's never brought up your name personally, Jason Johnson, jackass. But he's just got a fundamental problem. Tell you, man, I believe, guys, careers have been made. Careers are made in spurts in this business, I'm learning. And part of the career path that people have chosen is to go with the wind that the establishment wants you to take. So, for instance, Joy Reid used to be a Bernie supporter back in 2010. Yeah, she was a Bernie supporter all the way up to like 2014. You could find tweets where Joy was dragging Hillary. But there came a time where money called and she went that way. So she went establishment. So now the time has changed, and it looks like Bernie may get in power. You're going to see people who try to maintain their positions become Bernie supporters. And it infuriates me because they're going to assume our roles when they have done none of the work and don't care at all. So that's why all I'm going to do is work harder. There's no fair. There's nothing called fair in this world, but it is disgusting that everything's about a dollar bill for these people. It's just a job for them. That's it. So Jason Johnson, he's picking up a paycheck. But mark my words, you're gonna see more and more corporate cable news voices, pundits, saying nice things about Bernie as it becomes more inevitable, as he becomes more and more unstoppable, because they won't have a job otherwise. And that's all it is, a job. And a lot of people who will be new will be like, oh, I like her. She says this. And they won't even know the history of how horrible they were. And that's how it goes. So our job as independent media is like my job, I'll just speak for me. My job is to get the word out. So look, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be watching debates. I'll be live tweeting the whole nine. That's what we do. Add me as Real Tim Black on Facebook and Twitter. Do that right away because I always have. I'm a fun person, I think, to follow on these types of occasions. Sean says, dry beans are cheap, packed with protein and keep forever. There you go. I don't know where that came from, but okay. What's up, Sean? Make up things. We got all last year in South Carolina. Killer Mike, Epic Time is Now speech. Hundreds of events. Nina Turner's organizing. Republican votes coming. There it is. Owen Johnson says, just like cats, if cats could vote, they'd vote Bernie Sanders. Brom Bob. Thanks for the Anand Giridharadas clip. Couldn't find it anywhere on MSNBC TV. Yeah, I found it. I didn't find it on MSNBC, though. But, yeah. YouTube. Silver Surfer. Mayor Pete caught stealing Obama's speech. Oh, I got to do this one. That's it, Obama's speech. I got so much stuff to do. I got 3 videos to do. I had 3 videos I got to do tomorrow. Okay, so, yeah. John, what's up, John? Thank you, Silver. What did John say? John Mbois. John, what'd you say, John? He said, as a young black guy, I love how real you are. Thanks, Johnson. Thank you, man. Thank you. You progressives make life so much better. Screw MSNBC. Yeah, definitely screw them, man. All day. Thanks for the kind words, my young man. Appreciate you. And yeah, pick yourself up, man. Let's go. We got work to do, brother. Young man, I need you organize it. Organize it in the field, young man. I'm old, man. I need you to go knock on them doors, man. I'm gonna do videos. You got good knees, man. You got your knees, you don't make noise when you get up. You're not as old as, oh God. You know how we sound when we get up. Oh, all dramatizing it more to make you help us. Oh, could you get that, man? Ah, God. You know? Hilarious. What else we got? Anybody else? I'm about to roll. About to wrap it up. I think it's safe to wrap it up for now. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Be safe. All right. Tune in for the debates. More information to come. I'm Real Tim Black on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for joining. Go to patreon.com to join on Patreon. Patreon.com. Tim's Take Live and Real Tim Black. And Instagram. Tim Black at Night. Peace, y'all. There you go. My name is Tim Black. You're now tuned into the most watched Black independent media news network in the country. We cover politics, we cover pop culture, we cover whatever matters in your world. If it goes down, I'm covering it. We do a show, live show, Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. Friday nights, we got what? A call-in show. Anybody can call in. Throughout the week, we put out little clips, short clips of important news. You don't want to miss it. Stay on top of your news. Go with a reliable source. I'm there for you. TBTV, this is where it's at. Subscribe today and remember, don't you let nobody take your cornbread. Johnson.